Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video. Today I'm going to help you pick out a laptop. Now, depending on what you'll be doing, your needs will be different. Alright, for the video editors out there, as long as you're doing some pretty light video editing, I would recommend getting a laptop with at least 6 cores and 16 gigabytes of RAM. Having a good CPU with as many cores as you can throw at it will allow you to scroll through timelines and render a lot faster. When it comes to editing high-resolution footage such as 4K or HDR, it's really handy to have some extra RAM just so that you don't go over your limit. For gaming, you'll benefit from having a top-notch graphics card. A powerful GPU mixed with a high-end CPU will lead to higher frame rates. Also, as games become larger and larger, you'll want to invest into some storage. Otherwise, you'll need to delete and re-download them every time you want to switch games. And that can take a very long time, as some of these games are getting up to the point where they're 150 gigabytes. RAM isn't as important. 8 to 16 gigs is probably the sweet spot. RAM is so cheap that I'd actually recommend just going for 16 gigs, but just do whatever your budget allows. Oh, and also RGB is probably the most important. CAD work is a bit tricky, and it really depends on what you'll be using it for. If you plan on using CAD programs such as Fusion 360, SolidWorks, and Inventor, you will benefit from a good CPU and RAM. However, if you're using Blender or other similar softwares, then you really need to invest in all three of the CPU, GPU, and RAM. If you're working on a scene that has a lot of trees or other highly complicated textures, that will hit your PC really hard. So that's why you'll need to invest. If you don't do any of those and you just write papers or browse to the internet, then your needs will be different. Honestly, a mid-range cheap. If you don't do any of those and you just write papers or browse the internet, then your needs will be different. Honestly, a mid-range CPU, 8 gigabytes RAM, and an integrated graphics card will be enough. From there, you might want to look for a better battery life, touchscreen display. Now, here's some other tips when it comes to choosing a laptop. You absolutely need to get one with an SSD. Unlike hard drives, SSDs have no moving components. This is especially important for laptops as they are moved around a lot, and that can lead to the hard drive failing early. Also, when it comes to laptops with high-end, powerful components, you will need to make sure that it has enough cooling. I've already done a video why you should consider getting a wireless keyboard and mouse. I would really recommend getting at least an external mouse. If you're doing anything that involves precision, such as CAD work or video editing, the mouse is pretty much essential. I'd also recommend getting an external mechanical keyboard if possible. Another reason why you might want to get an external keyboard and mouse is because the chassis on the laptop might get pretty warm as you're working on it. I've already done a video on why you should get a wireless keyboard and mouse, so don't be afraid to go check that out. I have it, I believe, right up here. I don't know.